What's the deal, y'all? JR the AR, and we are back with another episode of For the Culture. And usually we have a bunch of topics. There were a couple of albums I would have loved to review this week. Lil Tecca, Future, and Southside. But we'll get to that later. To that later. Today, we are talking about Sean Diddy Combs, Puff Daddy, Diddy, the Diddler, the Freaky Frog. He's had a lot going on this week. And I like to document everything that's been coming to light as of late. As you see, I have a picture of him with J-Lo and Leah sitting on a bed looking like they are off of the finest Molly money can buy. And I thought that would be a good tone setter to get into what we are about to discuss. So before we get into anything, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please tell a friend. I'm working really hard over here. The team over at Petty Cash is working really hard over here. And all pieces of support would really tickle my jimmies. It would tickle my jimmies. No Diddy. Let's get into it. According to People magazine, Sean Diddy Combs is on suicide watch as he awaits trial on Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. Combs, 54, that's an old freaky dude, was arrested at a Manhattan hotel on the night of Monday, September 16th. The next day, his indictment was unsealed, revealing that he's charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He was remanded to MDC on Tuesday, September 17th, after pleading not guilty, and was denied bail twice just this week. It is not known if Combs is suicidal or how long he has been on suicide watch. Sources tell People that it is for preventative measures, as Combs is still in shock and his mental state is unclear. According to the U.S. Department of Justice National Institute of Corrections, suicide watch is watch that is supervisory precautions taken for suicidal inmates that require frequent observation. Now, if I was in Sean Diddy Combs' position, I would be suicidal too. Now, he was caught with 3 firearms, AR-15s, with the serial numbers scraped off, as well as 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Not a good look when so many people are accusing you of sex crimes. During a court hearing, Combs' attorney, Mark Agifidal, asked a judge for the music mogul to be transferred to a prison in Essex County in New Jersey. The decision was ultimately put in the hands of the Bureau of Prisons. MDC, which houses 1,600 inmates, many of whom are awaiting trial, is known for being dangerous and unstaffed, with a high number of deaths and suicides. In their motion for Combs to be granted bail, his attorney wrote that several courts in this district have recognized that the conditions at the Metropolitan Detention Center are not fit for pre-trial detention. Just earlier this summer, an inmate was murdered, the legal team added, and at least 4 inmates have died of suicide there for the past 3 years. Not trying to be like a Debbie Downer, but 1 suicide a year in national prison doesn't sound like the biggest plight to society. In the indictment against Combs, he was accused of forcing victims to have freak-offs, which prosecutors describe as elaborate and produced sex performances. He allegedly used his fame and influence, as well as drugs like cocaine, ketamine, and oxy, don't forget the 2C, to coerce and intimidate women to enjoy and join the freak-offs. Additionally, the freak-offs were sometimes allegedly captured on camera without the victim's knowledge. Federal investigators seized 3 AR-15 rifles and 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant when raiding his Miami and Los Angeles homes this past March. Another conference hearing for Diddy is set for September 24th, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Now, okay, let's go over some of these charges. Now, sex trafficking, there were a lot of claims, including by some of Diddy's past employees, that he would fly them out to have them have sexual relations with Cassie or other female partners that he had while he sat in a corner and choked his chicken. If that's the case, there's a lot of sex trafficking going on in America. I know off the top of my head 30 girls by name who have been flown out in the past 6 months. And they swear they don't work in sex work, but according to the Judicial Bureau, you are getting sex trafficked. So if you need help, please DM CLRBLND Ent. We are here for any form of support. Now, it's kind of objectively visible that Diddy is a freaky frog, and he's done a lot of malicious and nefarious activities in his life. I'm not trying to really put my opinions in most things discussing stories, but yeah. No, dude's a weirdo. Dude's a super weirdo. And I thought it would be interesting to look at some cases that really highlight him being a freaky frog. Let's start with this one that got him banned from Universal Studios, in which he dressed up as the Joker and ran up on Tyler the Creator on Halloween while he was in a black Escalade. This would have been one of the first red flags. Let this man tell you he doesn't do coke. Honestly, almost any black person who does cocaine scares the hell out of me. Someone had to wake up to that face in the morning, and I feel terrible for them. Now we're going to an infamous classic of Justin Bieber and Diddy discussing why he doesn't come over anymore. Let's hear this. Freaky frog. Between Usher and Diddy, I really feel like Justin Bieber had a very, very trying childhood. And finally, let's just see how the Diddler talks to Meek Millie of Philly when they're hanging out one-on-one.
Hey, what's up, King Son?
Oh, and he posted this to his story.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
And that's pretty much all for today, man. I want to hear your guys' opinions on the Diddler. Do you think he's innocent? Do you think these charges are just? Where do you think that this case is going to go? They're saying he could get up to life in prison. As a billionaire, do you think he has the money and the resources to beat this case? Or do you think the overwhelming evidence and claims against him is going to put him under the jail? I do. Let me know your opinions down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please follow Petty Cash Studios, Colorblind ENT, and myself, JR the AR. And we will be back next time. It's for the culture.